Hey everybody, it's your boys, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Michael B. the Game Genie, Detroit Love, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Friday night just got live. Well, boys, here we are again. Another Friday night in the Funhouse. Good to see you, gentlemen. Mikey Two Pins, Nostalgia. Nice guy Fox mask you got going on there, Nostalgia. What are you trying to tell us?
Forgot I was wearing it. Just got off my day job and just got to take off my uniform now. So
it is not the 5th of November. You have about 5 more months to wait for that, buddy. I can't believe that it's already like June 20th. I mean, it feels like this year is just flying by now at this point. It started slow, but now it feels like the months and days are just going by. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, man, it's happening fast. That's not necessarily such a bad thing. Like if you're waiting on home arcade releases, this year flying by fast is a good thing because we ain't got shit.
Well, Steve, how you feeling, buddy? I know you're a little sore right now.
A little sore. I'm doing okay. I'm managing.
Did you do the angry wank in the garage to relieve some tension?
Yeah, it worked. It worked well. I don't have a garage, so I just did it right on the driveway. Neighbors didn't mind. So,
did you clean the tweezers afterwards?
No. Why would I do that? It gives extra grip for the next time.
Oh man, too funny.
P-Dubs, let's take this thing down off the screen with the words.
The chat?
Why?
No, leave it up there. What are you talking about?
It's horrible.
No, you're horrible. You leave that
That's
up.
True.
You leave that up there.
It looks okay, especially since we're down a guy tonight.
Is this a new feature?
Yeah, it's a new feature. StreamYard added the ability where you can show the chat, but it's this really tiny box.
That's what she said. Or that's what he said.
We've got a number of items to talk about tonight. In fact, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Numskull, New Wave Toys, Arcade1Up. We got a special Buy Stuff Arcades reveal we're going to do tonight. Probably do that around the 30-minute mark, so don't leave. We also want to talk about Tomb Raider Pinball, Predator Pinball, GRSFU Kickstarter. The clock is ticking before that bad boy goes live. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we do... I always like to shoot the shit a little bit. Wait a minute. Didn't you have something else, Nostalgia? Something about Pokemon or something you wanted to talk about?
Pokemon? Did I say something about Pokemon for real?
I forgot what you said in our group chat earlier today.
I said there was a Nintendo Switch 2 heist that happened. There is a bunch of users that are getting their consoles banned by doing dumb stuff. If we really want, since I know that a lot of the audience is a huge fan of retro gaming handhelds, and that's pretty much what they come here for, we could do just a quick exclusive first look at the Anbernic RG Slide.
We will.
So that's a new one that hasn't even, I think it actually just went on sale for pre-orders today.
Is that specifically for Paul?
That's exactly right. Yeah. So Paul messaged me and he said, I'm getting kind of tired of the home arcade crap. And he's like, I'm really a huge multicade fan.
Man.
And what works really well with multicades is some of those handhelds that you can just use, because you can get like all the different consoles. So he's like, there's a lot of parallels between the two. So he pretty much begged me to talk about them a little bit.
Now, the one thing I think is a missed opportunity is, they have, go ahead and do the slide again for everybody, Nostalgia. And what I think is a missed opportunity here.
Pick a color, white or black?
Black.
Black.
What I think is a missed opportunity with the slide is having the screen kind of rotate around and snap into place, just like those T-Mobile Sidekick phones we all used to have.
No, that's a terrible idea. The hinges on those things were complete trash. This is they were really bad. This is so if we want to talk about it, we can, but this thing is a flippin' monster in many ways. I can give you my thoughts later if you guys want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. And also, what was I going to say? I always start the show shooting the shit real quick. So before we went live, I almost missed coming on the show tonight, guys, because I got trapped in movie land. And I was watching something on Prime, Amazon Prime, free movie to stream. It's part of your Prime subscription. They have Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have any of you guys seen this movie? And I've never seen it before. And it's one of those movies that it's so bad. It was great. Like, I was sitting there watching it, like, this movie's freaking hilarious, where they make fun of the horror genre and how it could all be a big misunderstanding. Have any of you out there in the chat seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil? Came out damn near 20 years ago, a long time ago. What I did like about it was it had the blonde in it who was also in Final Destination 3, Mike. She was one of the girls that got into the sun tanning bed and didn't make it out. Remember Final Destination 3?
I actually think I did see that one. Yeah, that's ringing a bell. I would have seen that way back in high school, though.
The girls who got in a tanning bed and unfortunately didn't make it out of the tanning bed. One of those girls.
Yeah, they got locked in and got cooked.
Yeah. So, and she showed her boobies in this movie too. So that was pretty cool. So, Mike, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Totally fine. Nothing's wrong.
Believe you. Everything.
Definitely nothing wrong.
Something's wrong.
I'm sorry, guys. I was actually I was cheating. I was currently watching Spooky Bug. They just gave away a Ultraman Spooky Pinball machine. So I was waiting for that stream to be over before I was going to give you my full attention.
Well, is it over?
Yeah, I did not win.
Thanks, Mike. We got a $2 super chat from JR saying, "Hey, everyone." Well, hey back. And thank you so much for the $2. We greatly appreciate it. Some people saw the movie. They think it's awesome. Fantastic movie. Funny movie. Thanks so much, guys. And of course, Meatball comes in. It's an okay movie. It's not great, but it's something you watch once and you giggle and probably never watch it again.
And I love Meatball. I think he's one of the funniest people in the world. We have different taste in movies, though. He's like, movie night, we're going to watch Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon. And I was like,
that was my pick.
I can't.
That was my pick.
That's your fault.
It's a great movie. What are you talking about? Mike, you don't like Kung Fu movies? Final Destination 3 was my last divorce. There you go. Just that through clowns in a cornfield. Same director. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. That movie had such an awesome premise. There was so many good things about it, but like a lot of modern horror movies, they don't know how to end shit, man. Like, it just falls apart in the third act. Like, once the reveal comes out and everything like that, you're just like, screw this crap.
It's no Gravity in 3D. Yeah, I didn't.
Also, another bad choice.
When I heard about that, I was like, you guys want to watch Gravity in 3D on VR? And the VR, I forget what's the name of the app that we use?
Big Box, isn't it?
No, I think Big Box is where they're watching all their pirated movies. But
that's what she said.
What's the name of the app, Meatball, that we use? Put it in the chat. So there's an app we use, and if you're friends with people in VR, like MetaQuest, we could all join into the same room, and the app has it set up where you could have it like set up in a basement, in a bar, in a movie theater, and like an IMAX. And you could all watch movies together, right? It's called Big Screen. Is it called Big Screen? Yeah, Big Screen. So we've done these movie nights, and they are like, "Hey, you guys want to watch Gravity?" I was like, wait, is that the Sandra Bullock movie you're talking about? And they're like, yeah, but it's in 3D. I was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
But what's cool is, we pick a bunch of different movies and some people show up, some people don't. Depends on the movie, right? We'll have to figure out a good movie to watch for the next one.
Honestly, guys, if you're going to watch a Sandra Bullock movie and you don't pick Practical Magic, count me out.
Practical Magic. Oh my God. Her and, what was that, Nicole Kidman?
And Aidan Quinn, I think, is the other actor. Aidan Quinn. My wife watched it the other day.
Yeah. All right. There you guys go. Okay, so that was tonight's icebreaker. Let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. Speak now or forever hold your peace. We got Sathius is here. Steps Gaming. Jason Little Aliens offering his moderating services tonight. Thanks so much, Jason. J-Rod is here. MG is here. Top of the morning to you, sir. Fat Hog.
Bro.
Fat Hog. James hates everything, but secretly gets arcade cabinets for free. Meatball Saucy's here. Devastator Omega. Mr. Paradise, 720 Eric. Nooner's here. Bo Knows Tecmo is here. The real Zim. Zim, can I get in there in the live chat? Conti Dina's there. Jeremy K. Sorry, guys, I drank my coffee too quick. I'm like it's all coming up. Stephen Blurch. T-Slayer's here. Restalgia's here, thank God. Mad Ben Han. Greetings, guys. P-Dub's killing it on Tomb Raider. Yeah, he's talking about my good score on the Tomb Raider on the AtGames leaderboards. You know what's amazing? I just want to throw this out there. Guys, let me know in the chat, and I want to get your two opinion as well, because you guys have played pinball on AtGames, you guys have played pinball on PC and console, and you guys have played pinball in VR. Why is it that in VR pinball, people put up ridiculous scores of like 800 million, 400 million, 900 million on games like Tomb Raider, yet the highest score on the AtGames platform for the same games, it was me at like 128 million, but somebody I think just passed me is at like 136 million last time I looked. But that's like the best of the best. But on VR, the scores are better. And on PC console, the scores are even better than AtGames. Why is that? What do you think it is? Because I'll give you another example. For instance, I played Attack from Mars on VR pinball. I played Attack from Mars in real life. I played it on PC and console. I played it on the AtGames. I have never scored 6 billion points in Attack from Mars. Yet I played Attack from Mars on Zen Studios Pinball FX VR. And just like this Tomb Raider game, I got 6 billion points. Is it just too easy in VR, guys? Are the physics just easy? What are your thoughts? Go ahead. Just throwing it out there.
So I noticed with both the Tomb Raider tables in VR, they play a lot slower. So that slowdown, you don't have that twitch reaction, really. That probably aids to being able to put up a larger score. That would be my guess. It's the actual speed that the table ball is moving at. I can't explain why the PC is higher, but I will offer another suggestion. There's a higher user base on PC console. There's a higher user base probably on Pinball FX VR than there is on AtGames. So you have more people playing those games, and probably the pool of expertise is a little bit lower on AtGames Legends Pinball 4K.
What are your thoughts, Nostalgia?
Mike just talked about it. My first initial instinct was there's far larger user base on all of the other platforms outside of AtGames. AtGames probably has the smallest user base in virtual pinball by a long shot. So that's one piece, much larger sample size. Second piece is they play differently. Like if you're going to use VR just as an example, the rendering resolution is as high as the Quest 3 can push out. Plus you're dealing with higher frame rates. So the gameplay is going to feel very different, a little bit smoother. It's going to be a little bit more natural. Maybe not super authentic to a real machine, but it'll play better than it will on the ALP 4K, I think. So you're dealing with two different things. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Okay, so even if the user base is different, you're just telling me that nobody on the AtGames platform who has access to those games has the skill set to score 400 million points in Tomb Raider Pinball. Yet that's
Oh,
like the baseline on VR MetaQuest.
when I stopped playing last night, you were still in second, but the person ahead of you was like 264 million. So the score had gone up. I will tell you, give it a couple days, and like the people that are serious, like our buddy Mad Ben here in the chat, the people that are really serious about showing up on the leaderboards at games, they'll help you out. They'll put some good scores out there. It's just give it time.
It's
Okay.
definitely a timing thing. There's going to be some of the top players will step in and start pushing up those high scores, but also there are far more users on the other platforms that are interested in those high scores. So you're going to see those high scores start to creep up way quicker on other platforms than you will on AtGames. So if you come back to this question in a month, I bet you they're a little bit more in sync in terms of those gaps.
It's an interesting thing that I've been thinking about today because I've seen such big score differentials between the platforms, right? And VR pinball, like on every game, everybody's just killing it. Everybody's just smoking it in MetaQuest VR pinball. The scores are way higher across the board versus playing it on other platforms. And it makes me wonder, is something going on there with the actual gameplay physics or something that people just do better on the VR platform versus the others? So
The games play slower.
It's an interesting topic, right? So you think because it's slower, we're able to react to it faster and hit the ball, not miss it, and all that stuff. I think that's a good theory. It's interesting. Nostalgia, would you agree with the slower gameplay?
I don't know. I've personally actually never noticed it being particularly slower. It very well may be the case. I've never paid attention to that though. So I don't know if that would be like my first instinct, but it could be. I mean, it could be a point of relation there.
Yeah,
I've never compared it though.
It's interesting.
I'm not sure why it would be. Like if it's slower, we're talking about like marginally, like single point percentage.
No, it's noticeable. It's fucking noticeable. This is not a joke. Like I was playing yesterday, and it was just like the ball would move around. Like when I played on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K last night, I was like, "The fuck is this? Is this on turbo mode or something?" I was so used to playing on Pinball FX VR that when I played on the AtGames Legends Pinball, I was like, "It's like playing two different games." And maybe that's just like I don't know, maybe we're just downloaded, or maybe there's something going on with the Pinball FX at VR at the time, but like it played like super slow. It wasn't bad. It still had good flow and it was fun, but like the difference was jarring between the two platforms.
Do you find that it's slower than just playing it on Steam?
Steam is a different experience because you're playing on that squat up fucking table. So at first I thought the difference was the squat up table that you were playing on Steam on the console version. And the difference was the length with Pinball FX VR. But when I played on AtGames, I was like, no, it wasn't the length. It's like, these are two different games.
That's interesting.
Interesting stuff. All right. So, I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I just found that, like I said earlier, the degree of separation between the high scores on the different platforms. I was like, wow, this is very different. You know, you kind of would assume they would all be around the same. And the scores on VR pinball are crazy that people put up. And I know a lot of people, myself included, we love sharing those screenshots of how we did against our friends and stuff. But the high scores, it just seems, I don't know. I just think VR pinball is easier. Like, especially with the scores I'm putting up in VR pinball versus how I play on console, Steam, or on even the AtGames platform. So it's interesting. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Fun little topic to talk about. Did you guys hear the news from Numskull? Did you guys catch this? This is kind of like hot off the press stuff.
No, I haven't seen anything from them.
So I know some people have been waiting for an update from like Numskull and New Wave Toys. I know New Wave Toys last week was it last week or the week before? They did a live stream saying, "Hey everybody, here's the status. Everything's delayed, but you will get some products before the end of the year, such as like Golden Tea will finally come out and some other stuff." So they just gave everyone an update. And what's interesting is, excuse me, I'm going to share this. Numskull gave us a quick update in case any of you guys missed it on their Facebook page. Say that, hey guys, I know you guys are waiting on your Lunar Lander and Bad Dudes. Basically, the long and short of it is, so because I'm not going to read this stuff to you, you're all adults. Lunar Lander and Bad Dudes have gone into production. They're actually building the machines now. They're hoping to release them between November and December. And some of you might say, well, wait a minute, did I miss the pre-order? Well, they actually never put these up for pre-order, Mike. And according to them here, what they want to do is, due to still the ongoing uncertainty of what tariffs would be, they're not going to put up the pre-orders yet. Where some companies like New Wave Toys already kind of got locked in because they had pre-orders out there for Golden Tee and stuff. So there you guys go. So looks like Bad Dudes and Lunar Lander might come out this year, but what does that mean, Mike? It means Ghostbusters and RoboCop probably not until next year, if you ask me, in my opinion, because there was no update given on those. What do you think?
Yeah, well, RoboCop's not official yet anyways. It's something that they were still discussing and they said they were worked on, but there was no official announcement on RoboCop.
Are you sure? I thought there was, didn't they?
No, they talked about it on our show, but like there was no official announcement.
It's still happening, right?
I don't know. Nothing official.
I heard it got canceled. Didn't it get
I
canceled?
didn't hear that.
You're the one who told me, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike doesn't remember. It's been a long time. A lot of these companies announced stuff a year ago, and we're still waiting on it, right? So
That's
what a crazy economy we live in these days. So Stephen Blursh says $2. Do the other platforms have more mini games? No, they don't. But like for instance, what's funny about the Tomb Raider pinball games, if you guys pick those up on AtGames, the part where Lara Croft jumps over and she's got to shoot the targets and you use your flipper buttons to fire the guns. It zooms in on PC and console and stuff. It doesn't do that, of course, on the AtGames. So, you know, you're kind of like further away. You don't get that zoomed in view of that. So, but
does that happen on the back glass?
No. It happens. This is on the top right corner of the playfield. So PC and console, it'll zoom in right on that, so you get a nice good view of what you're doing. On AtGames, it stays in that cabinet mode, so you can't see it.
MG's concerned because the Canadians all have machines on in the background, and P-Dubs is being power conscious tonight.
Well, I have to be power conscious, guys. I live in Arizona, and do you guys know that yesterday it was 113, but with the heat index, even with the heat index, it felt like closer to like 118. So, you know, I have 2 air conditioners. They have to cool my house. So, you know, that's a lot of energy. And luckily I have solar panels.
So thanks for the bullshit reason. Is the real reason you didn't get a chance to turn them on because you were watching the movie and rushed up here?
No. But
No,
I haven't had my machines on in the last couple of weeks anytime I've been on camera because, guys, I'm trying to save electricity, man. It's freaking expensive to live in Arizona and have all this stuff running all the damn time. You know what I mean? It's just a waste of power. People come here to see us, Mike, not our backgrounds.
Babe, I gotta go. This movie's on. No time to turn on.
I mean, people don't care about our backgrounds. It's not like they like seeing our backgrounds or complain when we change our backgrounds or complain when machines get moved away from our backgrounds. Like, Mike, nobody out there is obsessed with what we have in our backgrounds. Are they?
Well, yes, the people have made comments about what's in my backgrounds. It's just really crazy stuff. But you actually, a long time ago, one of my favorite things about P-Dubs is he'd watch another content creator and he'd see what they'd have in their backgrounds and he'd be like, they're copying me. I know it. They got the same machines in the background I got. Everybody's copying me.
Man, B. Kong was such a dick, wasn't he? No, what's nice is I have solar panels. So during the winter and fall and spring, I actually generate more power than I use, Mike. So the electric company, Mike, actually buys back the extra power that my house puts into the grid. So technically, during like spring, fall, and winter, I really don't, have an electric bill. But during the summer, I do because my solar panels can't generate enough power for 2 air conditioners 24 hours a day when it's 110 degrees outside on average, right? Now, luckily though, now guys, this is with solar panels. My electric bill averages around $300 a month from
That's really good. Yeah.
June, July, August, September. Yeah, June, July, August, and September, because it starts to cool off here in October. But my neighbors and people around in my community who don't have solar panels, do you know their electric bills are anywhere from like $700 to $1,000?
That's fucked.
And it's because they don't have solar panels, right? So to generate most of their electricity, right? And anyone who lives in Arizona will tell you the same story. Your electric bills suck in the summer. It's like a car payment, or it could be equivalent to having another mortgage on your home, depending on how much power you consume.
Yeah, it's similar here in Canada. On the reverse, with in the wintertime, our power bills go crazy. And here in Newfoundland, I don't know if it's this way across the rest of Canada, Nostalgia, but we only have one power company that's a government-controlled illegal monopoly. And they just keep doing like crazy rate hikes. And there's no excuse for it because they've never done anything to upgrade like the power source. They're still running old generators, and they're like, well, we need more money to fix the generators. So our power has become more unreliable. We have more outages, constant problems, but they just keep raising the prices up to the point where most normal people now are like, I just can't fucking afford power. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Stop it, Bill. You know I love you, Bill.
Bill's very serious and professional. I just want to make sure people are aware of that.
Nostalgia, how much is your electric bill?
I think
that's inappropriate, P-Dubs. You can't ask that. Nostalgia, how many square foot is your house?
Well, why don't I give you my social insurance number too? So I think our electric bill is around $150 a month.
Oh wow!
And our hydro, that's our hydro, and our utility bill, which is going to be our gas and water. I think that one's probably around $200 to $250. We definitely use more, like we pay more in gas than we do in hydro, but we have like ridiculous fees attached to it and taxes and all the stuff that we pay. I probably 50% or more of my my electric bill is taxes or fees. It's not actually the electricity that we use.
Oh yeah.
So,
for real?
Easily. If I looked it up, I'm willing to bet you there's like a delivery charge of like $40 on every single bill. And it's just like you pay that even if I kill the switch, like I kill my main breaker and leave it off for 30 days, I'm still going to get a bill that's like $60 or $70.
For real. With nostalgia. There you guys go right there.
Nice.
That's a throwback.
Really
that's so good.
I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Who made this?
Well, this definitely wasn't AI generated.
No.
That's for sure.
This is not your best work, E-Dubs.
This
could have been better.
This is your buddy Kamla made this.
Kamla made this?
Kamla made this.
Kamla, I'm so disappointed. You know you can do better than this.
Oh, it's been a long time since we did a for real with nostalgia. I had to throw it in there. But don't worry, guys. That's not the most embarrassing thing you'll see on the internet this week. There's also this gem.
Oh yeah, that's when my family had lice. Yeah. Nice. Hey, that was specifically meant to help Nostalgia have his angry wank. Why are you showing this to everybody?
Because I just realized why Mike's hair looks so good before the show every Friday night. You take a shower before the show after you've already gunked up your hair.
So this picture originally was only meant for one person. I sent this to MG so to help him have an angry wank.
Oh, that's too funny.
He knows. Look, that pic is in my spank bank. It's a difficult wank.
Nostalgia was like really like sore and tired. We told him, why don't you just go in the garage and have an angry wank? It would have been great. All right, guys, we're going to share a little bit of a reveal. I don't know if Buy Stuff Arcades showed this off or not. They sent this stuff to us today.
Oh, I'm gonna ruin it because I have it too. I'm gonna show it first.
Too late, Mike. Too late. All right, guys. So, Buy Stuff Arcades. We're going to show you a number of pictures as well as video of their upcoming Super Sprint racing mods that you'll do to potentially your AtGames Legends Ultimate arcade machines or separate pedestals. I even have a quick video to play for you. This one right here would be like your all-out mod. And let's kind of, let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger for everyone. So what this is this is an AtGames, and we all know you have an AtGames Legends Ultimate just sitting around collecting dust. You never use it anymore, right, guys? I know I have a couple. But if you wanted to do the full-blown conversion, you get yourself artwork, you get the baseboard with their pedals. Their pedals are those Hall effect pedals, which are really, really awesome. I love them on the Super Sprint I have downstairs. Obviously, you'll get the control deck. The AtGames Legends Ultimate is a larger machine, so putting 3 people around it is totally possible. And this is all out with the BitPixel LED mod, so you can have this going with whatever game you're playing. And also, they put in the 26-inch screen. So this is the full-blown, like if you want to go all out and convert an AtGames Legends Ultimate into a Super Sprint. Mike, what are your thoughts on this real quick? Because I got a number of pictures to show people.
So they sent it to me earlier too, and like when I was looking at it, I was just like, oh, guys, at that point, like pretty much everything's gone from the Legends Ultimate. I would have just built a new base and just sold your own machine. I personally, I like my AtGames Legends Ultimate for what it is, but I mean, with the level of detail that went in here, I would have built a new base with them and everything. Anyways, I think they did an amazing job here. If AtGames is watching this, if you go up and show the top, this is how your Legends Ultimate should look in the first place. I mean, that top on the Legends Ultimate makes such a big difference compared to what you do have on your cab. The swan design is so hideous. Like I've been fighting it. I'm like, change your cab. This like shape, the top absolutely changes everything. I love the 26-inch monitor in there. I hate the BitPixel LED thing. I think that is one of the stupidest things that this home arcade community has ever come in. You get this stupid DMD image of what could be. I just don't like it. I love the bit LCD. That concept is fucking awesome. I hate the BitPixel. Like just such a stupid product.
Well, you know,
did I tell you how I feel about the BitPixel?
The LED, this was the baby step to get us to the LCD, Mike.
Yes, and then it should have been retired and gotten rid of completely because
AtGames did retire it, but not after they sold several thousand of these things.
So is this the original or is this a continuation of the brand? Because like Glenn's talking about, or somebody was talking about bringing the BitPixel LED back. I just LCD or bust with that thing. That's what I'll say.
The LCD is pretty nice. It's like the best part of my machine.
Now,
my LCD broke, unfortunately.
No way.
Here it is from the front. Here it is from the front. Guys, make sure you keep your comments and feedback coming in the chat. They haven't decided on prices yet, but if you guys remember when that big Super Sprint machine came out about a year ago, they're like, hey, we want to do conversion kits for Arcade1Ups, AtGames, as well as separate pedestal stands. And it's taken them a long time to get here, but now they're at that point now where they're hoping, this is per buy stuff, within the next couple of weeks to start putting these kits up for order once they finalize the pricing. Now here is the normal AtGames Legends Ultimate with the original screen in it. So like, let's say you didn't want to go all out. Let's also say you didn't want to get the marquee, especially because Mike hates it. So right here, you can get a Super Sprint marquee, get some artwork. So you're getting pretty much everything except the big screen, right? The 26-inch screen. Yeah, Al Linky's awesome over at Pixelcade. He's always doing updates and releasing new stuff, new features for that. So that's what it looks like. And Mike, this is that swan-shaped cabinet that you're talking about right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is like the more cost-effective way to do the mod. What do you guys think about this? This will probably save you some money. Let us know in the live chat.
Yeah, I think that cabinet shape is better than the other one. This one is it looks nicer. I think this is the right way to go. I think
Nostalgia likes it so much because it reminds him of his vibrator.
It's got a good shape to it, you know? It's got a good shape to it. So
listen, at the time when like we didn't have any other options, like the Swan Neck, we were all like super happy with it. But you know, once other companies started coming out with arcade cabinets that were shaped more traditionally, that was a point where we were like, yeah.
Mike, do you like this side art?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not the biggest Super Sprint fan. Like I loved the original they did, but you know, they could have done a lot worse with what they're doing here with the side art. I'll say that. I do think it looks pretty cool.
Now, right here, this is, let's just say you don't want to convert an arcade machine. You just want to have a pedestal stand. So they'll sell the control panel with the wheels, obviously the separate, the gaming PC. And you get the pedestal stand right here with the pedals down here, and your shifters are up there, the buttons right there. So this is just a pedestal. So this will probably be, I would assume, the cheapest option, albeit probably still expensive. What do you think about this one, Nostalgia? Pedestal?
I think it looks cool. I think it looks better than like I had one of the standard black pedestals with no artwork. It definitely looks better than that. And they've done a good job with the design of it overall. So, I mean, it looks fine. I'm not a big pedestal guy. I think if I'm going to get something to take up space, like that much floor space, I'm just going to make it a machine, a full machine.
So I'm totally cool with pedestals. You wouldn't think I would be, but you know, when we got into the 90s with a lot of arcade cabinets, a lot of arcade cabinets were pedestal cabinets. It was just a big old like 32-inch CRT TV on a stand with a pedestal in front of it. So I'm totally fine with pedestals, especially when I did Mega K back there. It's great. I've always liked the buy stuff pedestal that they did for the Legends Gamer Pro. So it's a good product, guys. I did want to mention this. I think they're selling a budget version with only 2 wheels, kind of like the one for the GRS deck. I will never understand wanting to play a racing game that's not meant to be something like off-road or super sprint, where you don't have a wheel on the front. Like, what kind of fucking psycho is going to sit to the side and be like, I'm playing Daytona?
Oh, you're too funny. Would love it, but I have 3 other pedestals. He's already got too many. Buy stuff is here. They're going to do separate artwork options as well, so that's good to know as well.
Can you do one special for Nostalgia, because he hates his pedestal not having any art? Can you do like a Batman Returns or Dark Knight for him or something? I'd love that.
I think they've already done something like that. I saw somebody who put together a pretty slick looking Batman vinyl for one of the pedestals. I no longer have my pedestal. I got rid of it.
Oh, shame.
I know. I got rid of my Gamer Pro, and I got rid of the pedestal with it.
Now, right here's another look at the pedestal with the control panel removed, and as you can see here, you just have the graphic art of a coin door. Like, again, this is the more cost-effective. What I do like about what they're doing is that they're kind of making a version for everyone's budget, right? Like, you're going to have the lower end ones all the way up to the $3,000 machine that you know they've been building over the last year.
Do they still offer those? Like, if I wanted to buy the $3,000 US one, more, was it the 50 and done? Like, I haven't followed up on it because I thought it was a one-run thing.
To my knowledge, they've done a few waves of them, and to my knowledge, I think they're almost done building all the orders that they had. It's taken them a long time because it's only a couple of guys, and you know, assembling these and shipping them out. So small team. So but yeah, there you go. Here's the pedestal right here. Again, different side view. Looks pretty cool in my opinion. What about tariffs? I don't know, Al. Luckily, the buy stuff guys, I'm sure everything will be on there when they actually put it on their website for sale. And today, by the way, guys, how about a big shout out to our co-host Detroit Love? It is him and his wife's 27th wedding anniversary, which is why he's not here. So congratulations, Carl and Mrs. Love. Hope you guys have a fantastic evening. And I thought I had right here. So also the pedestals will have a little bit of a storage area as well, and a storage door. So that's kind of cool. So let's just say you're going to pick up their gaming PC, their racing PC that goes with this. You'll have a nice little access panel to get in there and get at the hardware and stuff. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. And right here's the quick little video, and it's just showing everything up and running on just like a standard AtGames Legends Ultimate mod.
I love the one with the 26-inch Unico screen. I think that one is really badass. Changes the shape of the Legends Ultimate. Looks really good, but that's definitely going to be like $1,000, 100%.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be cheap. That's for sure.
No, not at all.
But taking a look here, you got options coming out. The one thing that they didn't show yet is the optional Arcade1Up mod. Since Buy Stuff's in the chat, Buy Stuff, any idea when you're going to show what some of the Arcade1Up cabinet mods are going to look like? I think some of those mods might only have, like Mike said earlier, maybe one wheel or two, because Arcade1Up cabinets are so much smaller than an AtGames Legends Ultimate. So there you guys go right there. Look at that little access panel. I actually think that's a great idea right there.
Oh, yeah.
To do that. That way.
Is that going to be big enough to put? Well, I guess it's a mini PC.
Yeah, it's a mini PC. It's no bigger than this. You know what I mean? It's like a 5-inch by 5-inch PC. It's not that big. So there you guys go. Very cool stuff. ALU and pedestals are next. Then Arcade1Ups after that. There you guys go. Boom, boom, boom. All good. What'd you think about that, Nostalgia?
I think it looks okay. I do like it. It's not a game that really has any nostalgic value for me, but I can certainly see there's definitely a market for it. And if you're into like those older racing games, this is a pretty slick way to go.
Yep. Is the access door a free upgrade, Dave? I think they're asking Dave from Buy Stuff in the chat about that. Keep your questions coming. I'm sure Buy Stuff will answer those in the chat. Nice little reveal there. Thanks so much, Buy Stuff, for sending us those photos. Happy to share those. I think my wife is coming home from work. Mike, Nostalgia, why don't you do me a favor, because I got to mute my microphone here.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you show people your new Anbernic device, and then we'll come back to Arcade1Up and AtGames and all that other stuff.
Okie dokie. Well,
let's put them full screen so I can do something else too.
Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's episode of Nostalgia is the best on the Super Game Room dudes, I will show you guys the new Anbernic RG Slide. So as the name suggests, it is a sliding handheld. This is actually the first dedicated gaming sliding handheld since the PSP Go. There's been no other companies that have released anything even remotely close to it. I will say it's an absolute beast. Like, this thing is way thicker and bigger than I thought it was. It weighs like 380 grams, so it's really thick and really heavy. Outside of that, I would say that the overall build quality is super good. The screen, when it's extended, does make it a little top heavy, so it's not the greatest for long kind of gaming sessions. I would probably stay away from it if you want to sit down for several hours. It'll kind of get your hands a little bit tired. No, I would stay away from the Anbernic SD cards. They're terrible. I replace them every single time that they come in. So this is an Android-based system, so I'll show you. Hold on, let me just get out of this. There we go. So we're running on Android. So just your typical, where's my D-pad? Just your typical Android 13. It's got access to the Play Store with Google Play services. And it's fully supported that way, so you can go on to the Play Store, download Android games. Mike, you know what? You're just jealous that you're not getting these things sent to you. So, aside from that, gameplay, pretty good. This thing will very comfortably run. This thing is going to very comfortably run N64, Dreamcast, PS1. GameCube actually runs fairly well on this. PS2 runs fairly well on this. But you're not going to get anything like Switch or Wii U running on this thing. You're going to have issues that way.
Now, how much are they selling that for? And do you have to get it from the Anbernic website?
Anbernic, either directly from Anbernic, or you can get it on the Anbernic's AliExpress. Like they have an official Anbernic AliExpress store. Sometimes it's actually cheaper to buy it from AliExpress. They have like different sales on different things. So this is retail price $180 US plus shipping. And
you stop trolling nostalgia during his segment.
And then I think for the next couple of days, they're offering like $10 off just as an introductory price. So
there you go. Retro Techs. Guys, do me a favor. If you like pinball, virtual pinball, make sure you guys check out and subscribe to Retro Tech X, RTX Pinball on YouTube. He's a brand new YouTube channel. I just recently got to know him, and what a nice guy. What a really, really cool guy. Joined his
How well do you know him? Like, what did you do? Like, did you guys go out for like an informative meet and greet?
Yeah. We had some Mai Tais. We took a long walk on the beach, had some pina coladas. All in all, it was a pretty
How well does he know you now? Has he been in you?
Oh, my God. Oh, geez. Nostalgia, is there anything else cool you can show us? Can you like put a game on real quick so we can see what the screen looks like with a game running real quick? I'm sorry.
I can, but picky. It seems like everyone is so upset about this.
I don't know why they'd be upset. I love it when you show off these handhelds. It's because no one else has this content. Look at how cool that looks. I'm in.
Where are we looking?
So the really cool thing that I think Anbernic does that's really smart.
Mike, what game is this?
This is the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Great game. So
this is really hard to play backwards.
The really cool thing that I think that they're doing that's smart is they're adding that nostalgia vibe to it. Like we've seen it where they've come out with the very similar GBA type handhelds, and now going with this PSP Go. Very smart. These devices aren't 100% necessarily for me, but I definitely understand the appeal. Going out and doing something like that, coming out with something that's so similar to your Game Boy Advance SP, so much similar to the PSP Go. Very smart of them to do.
Yeah.
Is that enough gameplay?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think the screen looks great. So
what's the emulation like though? That's the question I always ask.
Yeah.
Like I'm a bit of a bougie emulation guy now. Ever since I got my analog handheld, like how close are we talking?
So before I talk emulation, I will talk screen really quick because it does actually have kind of a cool feature with the screen. So screen is a large screen, 4.7 inches. And it is a 4:3 aspect ratio. The resolution, I think, was like 1280 by 960. Which is decent for this kind of device. But the big thing with it is it's actually 120 hertz. So you actually get like really good refresh rate on it. So super awesome for like side scrollers. Even if you're talking like arcade games, really smooth transitions with the side scrolling. So that's like a big bonus. Emulation side, very clean emulation on anything up to N64. So if you're playing Dreamcast or PS1, or you're going to be playing Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Sega Genesis, any of that stuff, it's going to run like butter, no problems. Obviously, the CPU is good. It's got the Unisoc T820 in there. They've actually used that in a few of their other devices, so we've seen it a few times in the past. But performance is good overall. When you get into GameCube and GameCube and PS2, you've got frame rate drops. You've got a lower resolution, like lower the rendering resolution down to native, things like that. So it's not a perfect device, but it's a pretty cool device. My personal opinion about this thing, it's modeled after PSP Go. And I think the device really shines super well playing PSP games. Like you can run effectively any PSP game at 3x resolution, and it just looks beautiful and it plays beautiful, full frames, no frame skipping, no dropped frames. It's a pretty good handheld for that.
I just want to point out that the live chat, you guys are being so mean today. You guys are being so mean. Think about it, guys. Next week, you guys are going to see all kinds of review videos from all these YouTubers shilling the Anbernic Slide now that they're getting their review units. And
Oh
you
yeah,
can-
and if you guys want to pick it up on a slight discount, wait like a day or two after Mad Little Pixels review. He has this little online store where he sells all his review items.
So the point is, you can go into their comments and say, "Hey, we already saw this on Super Game Room, dudes."
2 different colorways.
There you go.
Oh, you got him to
I
send
like-
you too. Look at you.
Yeah, I kind of like the black more than the white, personally.
No, I
agree.
like the white. The black is definitely more PSP Go, but I'm a sucker for the Super Famicom button layout. And if you take a look at the white, the different color buttons there, that makes me happy. Well, the
Yeah.
different color letters on the buttons.
Well, the black does that too. They both do that.
Yeah, but it's more noticeable on the white. But yeah, that's a good point. Like it's not specifically done for the white.
Yeah, no, they're a good system. Active cooling system. Like they've designed this one well. And quite honestly, I don't like how big this is. Like it's a really big, thick handheld. But I would actually argue it's probably Anbernic's highest quality handheld that they've ever released. Like it's a solid device. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
I
guys.
love the Anbernic devices. I love their handhelds. I own several of them, but I don't have every single one like you do, Nostalgia, that they've ever come out with. Because here's the problem: is they release so many.
Yeah, but
So many,
they
like-
send them all to Nostalgia. You're buying them. There's a big difference.
It's true. I wouldn't be buying every single iteration. And the thing is, like, I've been working with Anbernic for the past 3 years now. I don't get offered review units. They just show up. Like they have my address. And if I move, I have to reach out to them and be like, "Hey guys, just so you know, I've moved. So like, make sure you're sending whatever you send to the correct address."
Now, clarify because people, especially in this community, because I think everybody has lost their fucking minds. But when you say working with, you're not actually working with them. What you mean is they send you out product to review. There's no working agreement. There's no contract, anything like that. People take everything too literally here.
Yeah, I do not work for Anbernic. And when I say working with, I mean like they send me stuff and then I make videos. That's like collaborating, I guess. Maybe I should say I collaborate with.
Being the chief financial officer does not mean you're working for the company, right, Nostalgia?
It does not. I'm on contract and I'm my own boss, okay? And I make my own rules.
So can you just really quickly change your name on the show to Nostalgia 2 Anbernics?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh
that's
goodness.
it. I would say that if you're waiting for
All
a good handheld and PSP's important to you and you like the slide, like the slide mechanism is solid. Like if you listen to this, like I'm not going to push it up. It goes up by itself. Ready?
Mhm.
Like, do you hear that click?
Yeah, that's sharp.
It's strong. Like this mechanism is not flimsy at all.
Yeah, one thing I'm always worried about with these shitty handhelds, and that's not a knock against Anbernic, is the quality of the build. I know a lot of people have them. I have one myself. Actually, Nostalgia sent me, but that actually does have a really sturdy quality sound to it, which is something I wouldn't anticipate. So, yeah, that sounds good.
And since MG really, really wants me to continue talking about this, I will dip in a little bit into the PS2 emulation. I saw Fox complaining it doesn't have good PS2 emulation. I want to clarify. It has okay PS2 emulation. I think probably 7 out of the 10 games that I was testing, 7 out of 10 on average. They played quite well on native 1x resolution.
How does Fox know? How would Fox know?
Fox just, because I mentioned it earlier, I said GameCube and PS2 emulation isn't going to be as good as everything else.
Okay,
So-
I must have missed. I was sorry. The live chat's been hazing you, and it's been.
I know. I'm
kinda
loving it.
funny
That's
to
why
follow.
we're gonna keep dragging
I
this
do want to
through the
make
mud.
one more quick comment about Anbernic before we move on. Like I said, I myself personally don't buy every handheld they come out with. Only the ones that like I find really appealing. Like they had the one that looked just like a Game Boy Advance. And the wood grain one. I absolutely love that wood grain one. And you guys remember I bought that, loved it, and remember my son stole it. And when my son moved out of the house, he took it with him.
Yeah.
He still has it. It's his.
I still
Damn
remember
it!
that.
Well,
was
you-
the
And I
RG
loved that
351
handheld.
or
That was
whatever.
like that was the I forget the the number. The RG or whatever I forget the number, but man, that wood grain one was beautiful and he fucking stole it.
So now's a good time for me to bring this up. P-Dubs, if you're missing like having a really good handheld, you have this product called the Analog Pocket, just like, boxed up, sealed, that you've never used, which is arguably the greatest handheld gaming device for emulation ever. You could just open that up.
I have an Analog Pocket and the Analog Dock, and I've never opened them. And I bought them at least 18 months ago. That's
the
how
only
long.
the only drawback where I would ever tell someone to look elsewhere other than the Analog Pocket for on-the-go handheld retro gaming is the fact that there's a limit to what it does. Like if you're looking to do gaming up in that level, like Ristalja just talked about, like the later gaming, they're not there yet. I think like the highest they go with the Analog Pocket is like you're into Sega CD and like TurboGrafx 16 CD. I think N64 is coming along soon, but like that's as far as it goes. So if you want modern stuff, you're not going to get there. And honestly, with the modern stuff, I don't really notice like with the emulation, the input delay or timing delay. It's not really that important. Like, when you're playing more retro games, timing is everything. But like PlayStation 2, there's very few games, unless you're playing like bullet hell shooters or something like that. But if you're playing like Resident Evil, like you don't need twitch reflexes to get through that.
Yeah, true. All right,
there's actually another. Hold on. There's another feature. We got to talk about it. We do got to talk about it.
If you keep this up,
no, we got to talk about it.
Everybody's gonna leave.
No, we got to talk about it. So, Anbernic, another feature that they just released on this device that isn't on anything else is their new Anbernic AI. Somebody mentioned it in the chat, and I completely glossed over it because I think the feature is not really that great. But they actually have like literally an AI system built in where you can have it generate images for you. You can have conversations with it. But actually the coolest feature that the AI tool has is they can do live translation. So if you're playing, let's say an import or like a Japanese game or another language, you can actually have the game translated live as you're playing it if you're playing the original ROM. So that's actually kind of a cool thing that they've got going on there.
I just want to note that me and many other people here watching the show and in the chat are never going to get these 40 minutes back. Like this is time that is lost.
I asked it to make me an image of Super Mario, and it totally bypasses all the copyright. Just
boy. Michael B., why are you the way you are?
Because I touched myself that night.
Sorry, Ristalja. Guys, I think you hurt Ristalja's feeling. I think about 25 people of you in the live chat owe Ristalja an apology.
I don't have hurt feelings at all. This isn't everyone's jam. This is my jam. I love these things. If you don't like them, that's cool, but you suck, and fuck you.
That's totally fair. That's the first
intelligent
thing you've said all night.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you guys know who you are, and I'm cool with that. No hard feelings, but fuck you.
So, Ristalja, quick question. Have you been to the beach recently? Ristalja, do us a favor with that Sandy Vag. Tell everyone in the live chat what you think about them for shitting on your handheld.
Listen, guys, I know everyone has their own thing. Some of you guys are really old and antiquated and losers and don't have any friends and just like miserable in your day-to-day lives. And sometimes that spills out into the live chat when you guys are chirping me for talking about something I happen to be passionate about. And that's okay. Life will get better. Maybe not for you, but it will for a lot of other people. And I think you just got to look at the brighter side of things and, just like not be such a jerk. I think that's probably the best way to handle
things. You booted, or did I?
You quit, Mike. You ran out.
It was a lot. It was a lot of Anbernic and a lot of Ristalja talk. And like honestly, I'm gonna be hearing that tomorrow. My kids are gonna be talking, and I'm just gonna be like, UPOS. Oh no, I was sorry. I was having Ristalja flashbacks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, give them what they came for. Now I'm ready for the stupidest conversation of the night. Mike thinks it was the Anbernic talk, but All right, Mike, what is Arcade1Up doing, and should we get hyped?
No, not at all. But if you are sad that you missed out on a Big Buck Hunter Deluxe cabinet, it looks like you may have another opportunity. And this was a surprise for me because if you listen to the conversation they had around Summer Game Fest, it sounded like they didn't have anything coming out. But it looks like we're getting another shot at Big Buck Hunter as they're doing a very odd partnership with Mossy Oak. When I first saw, this was sent to me by Jim, the Pacers fan, longtime fan of our show.
Partnership with who?
Super good guy, Mossy Oak. And I didn't know who they were. I put them in the display. So I thought it was just like some kind of art package or something like this. This is actually a partnership. So this is Arcade1Up x Mossy Oak Big Buck Hunter. Mossy Oak is a specific outdoor woodsman Mossy Oak Graphics, but it's a clothing line. They're an outdoor woodsman brand. They do this Mossy Oak stuff, and they're teaming up with Arcade1Up now. I don't know if it's a major partnership or if it's something specific to their brand. Like, all we saw was shipping data, so this might be nothing more than them doing like 5 cabs to give away as part of a contest or something like that. We don't have a lot of detail at this point. We'll have to wait till more, but it's the first news about Arcade1Up making a deluxe cab this year.
All right, so Arcade1Up is going to re-release Buck Hunter and maybe put some kind of camouflage skin on it for Mossy Oak
clothing company, Mossy Oak. Yeah,
no kidding. Do you know who else releases pretty much the same product that they've released in the past, just like rebrands it and like adds a couple different features and then calls it something new?
What's that?
Anbernic does it. Anbernic does it with almost every device they come out with. Every few months, there is a new Anbernic product, and it's more or less a carbon copy of the previous version, just with 1 or 2 tweaks.
Everybody in here ready to get buck wild. Thanks so much, Neo Severa. Yeah, there you go. So, Mike, I like you said, we don't know if it's going to be an actual line of machines or if it's just a few they're doing.
Yeah, there's not enough to really quantify any data on right now. It's just, it's in a year where Arcade1Up looks like the company is fucking dead in the water, not doing anything. It's good to see some sign of life, I guess.
Now, also, we have Mike B got a hot scoop about Iconic Arcade. What's the hot scoop, Mike?
Hot scoop about Iconic Arcade?
Come on, tell us. You already told us in our private chat. Just tell the public, even though you weren't supposed to. It's already out.
What's
Spill the beans, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, shut up. You're doing this little, I'm going to play coy and pretend I don't know when I actually know. I know what you're doing here, Mike. Just tell the people.
No, if you can reference specifically what you're talking about, P-Dubs, maybe then I can answer. But I don't know what you're talking about.
On Discord, you mentioned that you got some news from Iconic Arcade that was exciting. Or was that confidential news?
It's not from anybody from the company directly, but I heard a famous Redditor reached out to me and wanted to tell me that expect more than what we've already seen from Iconic Arcade maybe come the fall. Like, apparently they're going to be doing more than we've seen already. So the only thing I'll say about that is the other thing that went up is James, who we believe is really a meat puppet for John D's hand, which is up his ass. Anyways, James quoted on something John D posted on Twitter the other day, that he put up a thing about Double Dragon, and then James said, "There will be signs, but I can't disclose where I got this tweet." So, anyways,
was the famous Redditor Paul?
Yes, yeah. So, anyways,
there's a famous Redditor.
No, famous
Multicade Paul.
Multicade Paul.
Multicade Mindeman, who has lied to us all these years about liking single dedicated arcade machines. He likes multicades. It was fun exposing him a couple months ago.
So I mean, I wouldn't put too much stock into it. I feel comfortable talking about it because I saw Paul the other night talking about it on some idiot show. Yeah. Well,
You guys are,
Jason
you guys
S
are so
here.
cool.
Calvin, yeah, if Jason S is here, with what Meat Puppet James was saying and with what Paul was saying, I think there's a good chance that we might actually get something on that Double Dragon cab this year.
Mike, can I just make a point here? Like, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here.
You know, people always say, come at me like I'm the bad guy of the Super Game Room, dude.
No, it's always been me.
Mike, it was me all along, Austin.
Yeah.
Like, Mike,
me all along.
Patrick,
Mike.
I'm on your side here. I think,
Thank
Mike,
you, Nostalgia.
you need to have some respect for our viewers. You shouldn't be name calling. You shouldn't be putting them
fuck
down.
off and go suck.
I
themselves.
absolutely did no such thing. I would absolutely not disrespect our viewers in
Dude,
that way.
you totally did.
No, only the people who don't like the stuff that I like. That's a very big difference. Those are not even people. Okay.
Mike is crashing out. Oh man, it's fine, James. It's fine.
No,
I'm just saying,
I-
Mike, you got to be respectful. Like, have these people support us. They've been supporting.
It's
us
just
for
if
4
someone
years.
came up to me one day
Have
and they
some
were
damn
like, "Hey, Pete Ups, did you hear the news?" And I'd be like, "What? What news?" I'd be like, "Did you know John D lost his watch?" I'd be like, I'll be like, "I bet I know where it is. I bet I know where you can find it."
Like he literally put up a post of John D saying, "I liked Double Dragon when I was a child," and he was like, "There will be signs." Like everything's intrigue. I can't disclose where I got this.
Oh man. Uh-oh, I think James is coming on. Be here in 83 seconds, guys. We got time.
See, here is famous Redditor Paul. 3 titles that have never been released. That's what I've been told.
And
James,
Paul
you know,
Paul, if anyone knows, Paul knows. Paul's like the most reliable source on the internet, period. So
all right, here's what Multicade Mindeman is saying. More than Street Fighter 2 is coming this fall. The orders have been placed. That's according to a retailer. What retailer and what orders?
And I want to know the retailer's name and the employee's name and the employee's SIN number. So
I would say
I
would say that the retailer actually rhymes with retail.
Spreetail. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll have to see if anything else gets announced. Mike, we still have a few more topics to cover tonight.
Yeah, man. That's because we spent so long talking about buy stuff and then that horrible Anbernic device.
Do you guys want to talk more about Anbernic? I've got about
wait,
4 or 5 other devices we can
Where
talk
else
about.
are you going to get this kind of coverage on this but the Super Game Room, dudes? Like, we don't sit there for an hour and talk about one topic. We sit there for an hour and a half and we talk about 25 topics.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't do anything thoroughly.
Right.
We just do everything half. That's us.
Yeah. I mean, this is a show about us reacting to the headlines. This isn't some deep dive show. So, yeah. I don't know about the details. The person didn't give me those details. Well, okay.
I really think we should move on now. I think we've had enough of these topics, guys. I think it's very obvious. Mike's exhausted.
Predator, Tomb Raider.
I said retail rhymes with retail. MG. I'm sorry that your British education wasn't as good as what we get in the U.S. and Canada.
Oh my God, Mike is
He's
so mean
British?
tonight.
Actually, MG.
I expect there to be 25 YouTube shorts and 35 community posts and 90 videos about Michael B being so mean tonight. I expect it.
Yeah, dude, like you gotta have.
I said it rhymes with retail. MG.
No, MG's right. You definitely said retailer.
Oh, you guys are kidding. You guys.
MG's right.
MG's right.
Definitely right. Definitely right. I got your back, MG, even though you don't have mine. That's because I'm loyal. Just for the record, I'm loyal. That's all it is, MG. You could learn a thing or two.
So just just a quick heads up.
Sorry, your education is as good as what we got, you animal. MG, stop being so mean, you monster.
Speaking of which, tonight after the show, are we playing golf or are we playing Mario Kart? What are we doing?
Oh, I
after the
got
show
my
tonight?
Switch 2 dock. I am actually planning on after the show, depending on how long we go. I am going to take like a 20-minute hiatus to get set up, and I say we play some Mario Kart.
By set up, Mike, do you mean 20 minutes ago have a smoke?
Oh yeah. I need like 4 after this show. I'm so angry.
Yeah. Guys, I put a link in the chat. This is the link for the Kickstarter for the GRS Build-A-Cade FU, one of the most exciting multicade projects coming out this year from our friend Glenn's Retro Show. So full disclaimer there. We all know Glenn. We like Glenn. We're friends with Glenn. Sometimes we buy his products. Sometimes he sends them to us for review. Either way, we all know Glenn. GRS Build-A-Cade FU, the revolution in arcade gaming. And in fact, the best part of Glenn's marketing is when he does a live stream saying everything else is shit.
Oh yeah, like I talked
I love you.
I talked to Pete Ups about that earlier. Like I love Glenn. I love what he's doing, but like he's gotta put that stuff aside and just focus on his own product. It doesn't make him look good. And I've told this to Glenn too. I understand that you've got personal issues with some of the people involved in the other companies, but just focus on your own product. Don't talk about that stuff. Like you will never see any successful company go out and just constantly shit on their competition and stuff like that. It's not a good look. Anyways, thankfully we can talk about the positive about what Glenn's doing here because it's really awesome.
Mike, you're so wrong.
What?
Have you not seen what Wendy's does in all of their marketing campaigns?
I don't know if you're being serious.
Have you not seen it? All they do is like trash talk all of their competitors.
Oh no!
Are you talking about their social media?
Yeah,
yeah. Their social media is a different thing from.
What the heck? Why is this not working?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Like I love a spicy social media. That's totally fine.
Huh? This isn't working. I can't.
What are you trying to do?
Well, I was trying to see how many people have backed it. You know how usually when you go to a Kickstarter page, it'll say how many people have the notify me, right? And I'm not getting that. So maybe I'm just zoomed in too much. Let me try and zoom out. Oh, that's why I was too zoomed in. 352.
Yeah. Good for him, man.
Guys, do us a favor. 352 have backed it. So, well, not backed it. I'm sorry. Have clicked the notify me button. Make sure you guys go in and click the notify me button on your on the Kickstarter here. That way you get notified when it launches. Obviously you're not obligated to anything just by clicking that button. That button actually helps with the Kickstarter. So yeah, go ahead and do that as well. And I'm excited for Glenn, and I'm looking forward to seeing this project come to fruition, especially with how hard he's been working on it.
Are you going to get one?
I think so. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm kind of torn right now myself personally, because you guys remember when we had that big debate? Well, not really a debate. We had that fantastic discussion where we were talking about either getting the 19-inch screen that rotates or the 26-inch screen, right? And Mike was on team 26.
Yeah.
I was on team 19-inch because I just thought the rotating mechanism was so cool. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get the 26-inch because, it does make more sense for the kind of games I want to play on it. But then again, it's extra money, right? It's extra money. So like,
you got to pay those power bills, right?
Yeah. 19 inches is $1,000. With the 26-inch Unico, it's going to be $1,200. So you're looking at an extra $300 to get that monitor. And
what the fuck are you talking about? It's $999 compared to $1,200, and it's extra $201, not $300.
Yeah, an extra. Wait, hold on. Is this the early bird pricing?
Yeah, $999 compared to $1,200.
Okay. And then when the early birds sell out, Mike, now it's $1,200 to $400. You know what I'm saying? So
it's still $200.
Isn't
that what I said?
You said $300.
No.
Yes.
I said 200.
300.
I said 200, didn't I?
No, you said 300.
Definitely said.
Guys, did Mike say retail or retailer?
He said retailer.
I said retailer rhymes with
He said retailer and I said 200. That's what I heard in tonight's live stream.
let's all just pretend we live in fantasy land.
I think. See, our live stream goes to shit whenever Carl's not here.
Yeah, I said it rhymes with 200, right, MG? That's what I heard. You guys are nuts. Calvin, Jay, I don't know what you were looking at on the internet. That wasn't me. Okay, but there you go. So yeah, it's a couple $100 more for the bigger screen. So that's kind of what I'm kind of thinking about. So, like, do I want to get that or get this? Because we got the shipping as well, right? So I forget. Did he ever confirm what the shipping was going to be?
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think he said it was along the lines of what you were paying for Unico with the Nova Blast. Did you ever get your Nova Blast after?
No, I ended up canceling. I ended up not going through with it. I walked away. And I'm glad I did with all the problems that ended up coming out about that machine later on. I think there's still people waiting on replacement parts and
that's
things like
crazy,
that.
Man.
Like,
such a cool concept, but sad.
It was I mean, we cover this stuff. Stuff gets announced, we get excited, and then shit happens, and you're gonna blame me or Mike or someone else on the internet. It's like we're just covering the news, man. I agree. We should probably spend another 20 minutes on the Anbernic handheld before the end of the show, right, Nostalgia?
Yeah, we should. I've got like 7 or 8 that we can talk about. Not only just Anbernic, we can talk about the Retroid Pocket. They've got a new flip system. If you guys want to see that one's pretty slick. In fact, why don't we do that right now? I've got it right here. No. It's right here, baby. Right here.
So if you're interested in the GRSFU, do me a favor, guys. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you're not interested, give me a 2 in the chat. Would love to see that quick poll real quick. I'm interested. I'm probably going to back it. I'm just deciding which bundle makes sense for my budget at this time.
If you're not going to do the Donkey Kong mod, I would suggest going with the 26.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do the Donkey Kong. I don't need the Nintendo hutch. Does that make sense? Like, I don't need it to look like a Nintendo cab, which will help save money, right? Because, like, if you want to go all out with the Nintendo shape, I think you're, like, pushing, what, $2,000?
No. It's not that bad. The Glintendo hood, when you add it onto the 19, there's a bundle there. I think it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. So we should probably get Glenn on one of our channels. And,
sure.
Closer to launch. I think he's launching in a week or two. And
well, I had him on my channel a couple weeks ago. Why don't we ask him to come on Super Game Room Dudes with us?
Yeah, do you guys want Glenn to come on? Let us know in the chat. I'm sure Glenn would come on if we invite him. That way I can be a little more informed. Keep in mind, guys, I've been away, so I'm not 100% up to date on everything yet. So
well, it'll already be launched because it launches in 5 days, right? So it'll already be launched by the time we do our next show.
How about a special Saturday, Sunday stream?
Yeah, I'll do that.
There you go.
I do know, guys, that Glenn doesn't have a ton of money for advertising and stuff like that. So this is a word of mouth campaign. So anything you can do to help Glenn out, like if you have social media, share the Kickstarter, tell people about it. That's going to be important. In order for this thing to go out, Glenn has already disclosed that he needs to have 200 of these units sold. I know that James Hates Everything is going to buy one, but then tell everybody he can't disclose how he got it. So,
oh my God. Yeah. Like when Mike bought an extra Nintendo Switch 2 dock. And the reason he bought it is the same reason I own multiple. I have like 4 regular Nintendo Switch 1 docks because I have one connected to the pinball machine. I got another one connected to the arcade machine. You always want to have extra docks. I got one for the downstairs TV and one for the office. So I knew instantly the reason why Mike bought another dock. He wanted to.
But everybody keeps asking me. They're like, "Doesn't the Switch come with a dock?
Did your Switch not come with a dock?"
I've talked about it on my show.
Yeah.
I've talked about it on social media a bunch of times. I'm like, I'm getting a second dock, so I don't have to go through the rigmarole of unhooking from my TV. I don't know what your TV setup's like, but it actually is a lot of work to get my fucking Switch 2 undocked, like take the dock and the HDMI cable and the power cable out from behind the TV and then move it. Plus I have a Samsung TV, which I love Samsung, but they have this annoying feature that the fucking TV has to detect whatever system goes into it. Yeah, I am a little angry there.
You seem really upset, Mike. Is everything
Mike
okay?
is in the hot seat tonight. All right,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and just do Tomb Raider Pinball. Mike, go ahead, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, so Tomb Raider Pinball released everywhere this past week. Surprisingly, even though AtGames was going through the trouble they had with the blackout for the last week, they still got it up. So Tomb Raider Pinball came out across all platforms. It was really interesting seeing it come out on so many different things. I actually did the triple dip, and I got review codes for all three and ended up covering all three yesterday. So I made two separate Tomb Raider Pinball videos on three different versions of the game, and it was weird seeing the differences between all of them, because you assume it's the same game, they should all play the same, but they don't. So yeah, I like Adventures of Lara Croft. I think that it's a very hard game, challenging, a little bit frustrating at times. That's not my favorite. Secrets of Croft Manor is a treat. That is such a fun game to play. Love the modes, love the layouts. Don't like the art package as much. I would much rather have an outside, aesthetic with Tomb Raider, something in a jungle or in a tomb. But Croft Manor is gorgeous.
Yeah, I didn't like it as first. At first, I didn't like it. I like the other one more, and I think it's because the other one, Adventures of Lara Croft, is brighter, more colorful, and it's like the setting of the pinball game is it takes place all over the world, and also she's hunting artifacts that you're picking up in the game modes, and it just seemed to me like that would be more exciting, right? And it was bright and beautiful, and this is a darker colored themed game. But after I've played them a bunch the last 2 days, I gotta say this actually is my favorite.
Yeah,
it's not just that I've done better at this game. It's just this is actually, in my opinion, more fun and enjoyable than the other one. Which one do you guys like more? Let us know in the chat. Give me a 1 if you like the adventures of Lara Croft. That's the one that has got Egypt and the jungle and all that. Or do you guys like the manor? Give me a 2 if you guys like the manor. I'm actually enjoying the manor game much more. Ristalgia, did you get a chance to play these on any platform yet, buddy?
Nope, I have not had a chance to play them. This is the first time I'm actually seeing one of the tables. So, is this available on VR as well? Did this go to the Quest?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll take a little peek at that later on tonight.
Yeah, and what an awesome launch, by the way, for it to come out on all those platforms same day without a hiccup, right? Like, I remember everyone's like, "Oh, watch it get delayed on AtGames. Watch AtGames will get it 2 weeks later," and they actually came through. It came out on,
and
AtGames.
It works really well.
Yeah, kudos to Zen Studios and AtGames for releasing them on time. Some people aren't happy with the price increases, but what can you do?
Are they available on Android?
I think Android and Apple are the only ones that it didn't get, but I mean it's on every console. It's on PC. It's on VR. It's on AtGames.
So you're saying I can't download it on one of my Anbernic devices?
I had no idea. So really quickly on the price increase thing, we know that what is it? Zen Future World is the game that came out today. I haven't had a chance to play that yet. That's gone up from a $7 to an $8 release. We don't 100% know if there's a price increase on this. I know AtGames charged more than what you could buy these for on Steam and console, but I'm not 100% sure that this was an impact of a price increase, because the mindset and concept doesn't follow over. This was a pinball pack. A lot of AtGames pinball packs are usually $15, regardless of the number of games for Zen. So people are assuming this is a price increase because these games should only be $5 each. I would wait and see until the next Zen single game release comes to gauge whether or not we got a Zen Studios price increase yet. I'm just saying that I wouldn't go off $15 for these two games when we've seen oftentimes $15 for one game with Zen, with
Indiana Jones and Star Trek. And I think that's, guys, some IPs are going to cost more than others, right? So, I can see why a bigger IP like Indiana Jones is going to cost more money, right? Is Tomb Raider big enough to justify a couple of dollar price increase? Maybe, maybe. I don't think it's the end of the world though. I'm enjoying the pinball games. Some people don't like them. They think they're too slow. Some people, and maybe it's the platform they're playing them on. Like we said, it does appear that the VR versions on MetaQuest do appear to run slower than the versions on PC or on AtGames, right? So there you go. Monster Pack was 2 games and $15. There you go, Mad Ben. Thanks so much.
And so was South Park.
Yep, Zen pricing is never consistent. I agree. I think it depends on the IP. Some of the IPs are going to cost more money. Like do you guys remember when Zen Studios announced Indiana Jones and it was $15 for one game and like the internet lost their freaking minds? And all Zen Studios could say was, guys, it's Indiana Jones. It's not cheap. Especially to have Harrison Ford's likeness and voice added as part of it. Mm-hmm. Like they probably could have made that game a lot cheaper without Harrison Ford's likeness and all that.
Yeah, but they would need him on the side of the machine, right, Ristalda?
Yeah, right.
100%. He has to be there.
Like it's kind of like,
I think you could get away with just the logo and nothing else. Literally just the black.
The real pinball machine. That's all they have on the side is the logo.
I know.
The real Indiana Jones, the pinball adventure.
That's all we need. That's it. There's no sense in having any characters. It's stupid. Why even bother? Like, I don't know why they bothered with Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider games. They should have just like where Lara Croft was, like the 3D animated character. They should have just had the Tomb Raider logo that was bouncing around.
Look, I can see your point about, let's say they did Alan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold. Like, I mean, although those movies came out first and a lot of people claim that they're ripoffs of Indiana Jones, those movies came out before the Indiana Jones movies came out. But they're just not as good as Indiana Jones. But it's almost the same premise, you know? Adventurer, damsel, go on an adventure together, archaeology, all that stuff.
Aren't the Alan Quatermain, like, aren't they most famous for being like a novel years ago before they were ever a show?
They were books a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
But still, if they use that IP to make games, I could see some people saying why, you know? You know what they would say, Nostalgia? Why Alan Quatermain? Why not Indiana Jones, right? So I could see some people going, why Lara Croft Tomb Raider? Just do Indiana Jones. They've done Indiana Jones. So, you know, and it was successful for them. So what's the next closest thing to that? Let's get some Tomb Raider, you know? So I'm all for it. I'm all for them using that IP and making games over it.
I think Tomb Raider's a pretty big IP.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what if anyone's arguing that it's not. They've been around for a long time. It's got some pretty solid brand recognition.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mikey Two Pins. What about the so Predator 2 Pinball? What's going on?
Oh, I wish it was Predator 2. Danny Glover all over the place.
Oh, I'm sorry. Predator. I wrote Predator Pinball. What's going on there, Mike?
So yeah, we had the official unveiling of Predator Pinball. I don't know if you want to bring up an image, like a video or so. Predator Pinball from Dutch Pinball, not Dutch Pinball. It's funny. I'm going to mention Dutch again in a minute. It's from Pinball Brothers. These are the same people that made like the Alien pinball machine. They made the ABBA pinball machine. They're coming out with a very interesting license, one a lot of people in the pinball community have wanted for a while. Like we're all, in this age range, huge fans of like 80s action movies, and Predator is one of the absolute best. So many classic lines, iconic moments. So the Predator pinball machine's coming out. It's got artwork that's interesting. I don't know if people will necessarily all love it. It's very fern heavy, but the playfield itself looks really cool. The only thing that I think is going to turn people off is the fact that this pinball machine is coming out at a price of $11,000. And even at $11,000, that's not enough money to bring in Arnold as Dutch. So I think, it's going to be an interesting machine. And of course, it pairs so well with Alien. But yeah, I don't know, man.
So I've been slowly catching up on this one, and what I can say is everything sounds like this pinball game might be in a little bit of trouble.
Oh yeah.
So although the playfield looks okay, whatchamacallit, the launch not being able to really show Arnold. I heard that Arnold is actually possibly in the game, but they're not allowed to show him yet, or something of that nature. And people had their videos taken down on YouTube for showing Arnold. Like they sent them takedown
Wow.
notices. And I think that's very interesting because, like, why are you launching a game not telling people whether or not you have Arnold, saying that, oh, wait a minute, we're not allowed to show close-ups of Arnold, but the video assets that are out there show that they actually have close-ups of Arnold on the LCD on the back glass.
I'll throw a concept out there. What do you think the chances are they didn't get the licensing and said, fuck it, we're going to put it in the game anyways. He'll never find out. I'm serious.
You never
Zero.
know.
There's no way they would do
No, but like if
Nope.
he's in the code, and they're telling
Yeah.
people to take down that information, I'm sorry, this is available now for sale. If he's there and if it's out there, you'd want that news to get out there, because that's one of the biggest takeaways I'm hearing right now for Predator Pinball is people are like, no Dutch, no buy. So why would you try to hide it that he's actually in the game when you know it's going to impact your sales?
Yeah.
I
don't
don't
know.
think they would be dumb enough to put somebody like Arnold in there. Like that information would absolutely get back to his legal team.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely get back to his legal team in no time. Like within a week. There's no way they would do something like that without having the authorization or some sort of a license to do that.
I mean, it looks cool, and I love Predator. It's just, I hope this is a machine that ends up showing up on location for people, because I don't know if there'll be a ton of home collectors that actually pick this up. I've played Pinball
Yeah.
Brothers. I'm not in love with the way they play. Like, I didn't really enjoy my experience with ABBA or with Aliens that much. So
Yeah, there have been a few IPs over the last couple of years that I was really excited about and looking forward to possibly adding to my own real pinball collection. Princess Bride, for one, and Predator. And I could tell you this, guys, this Predator pinball does not scream buy. Like, I don't want to buy it, Mike. Is that funny? I would like to play it.
Yeah.
I'll probably play it at Pinball Expo when we go to Pinball Expo later this year, but I don't anticipate wanting to buy it. You know what I mean? And hopefully it'll show up in a bar as well out here in Arizona, and I can play it there. But
if my wife ever lets me go to Pinball Expo and go
She'll
back to
let
the
you.
US at some point,
Mike, you got 4 months, plenty of time to wear her down.
yeah, that's how that's how the marriages work so far. So when
Yeah.
we get there, though, we got to do the classic P-dubs, you son of a bitch, handshake arm wrestle.
Now, there's some other footage of the LCD display, which I believe some channels had that footage removed, I believe. And it actually showed some of the game modes, like where you have to collect the team. So I was wondering, are they going to set this game up where you're the team hunting the Predator, or are you the Predator hunting the team? And from what I can tell, one of the game modes was you have to collect the team. So you had to collect Hawkins and Blaine and Billy, and they had them all there. They had all whatchamacallit, they had Dylan. They had everybody's likeness.
Dylan.
But Arnold wasn't on it. He wasn't a one to collect. So when I saw that on the LCD, like one of the game modes is you got to collect the team. Are you the Predator hunting the team and you're killing them one by one, just like the Predator in the movies? Because that would actually be a cool concept versus, hey, you're playing this pinball game where you're trying to kill the Predator. It's actually more fun, in my opinion, to be the Predator and kill the team. Right. So, no Gary Busey. He was in the second one, MG. But yeah, so, I don't know. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. There's a lot of weirdness going on with this game right now with the Arnold stuff.
Yeah.
So look forward to seeing a more
Can I
final
tell you guys a
version.
secret?
Yeah, buddy.
You can't share it with anybody else.
Okay. It'll stay between us.
Just us three. No one else can hear this. Anyone who's in the live chat, just plug your ears.
All right.
You guys ready?
Yep.
I've never seen a Predator movie.
I'm not surprised.
I've never.
You only really need to watch the first one. That's
I
literally
have
it.
seen Alien versus Predator when it came out in theater.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't have done
was
that.
like, yeah, that's the only Predator, and I don't even think you would consider that a Predator movie, right? Like that's not really a Predator movie. But I've never seen any Predator movie.
Yeah, well, you know, you're not the only Predator here on the show tonight.
That's unfortunate. I was really hoping to be the only one.
What?
You know what I'm saying.
You guys are so weird.
So you watch the first one. Here's where I recommend essential Predator watching. So the first one with Arnold, honestly, Prey. You can watch Prey. I haven't watched Killer of Killers yet. It's an animated thing, so I don't know how.
Oh, just shut up and watch it. You'll love it.
So, but also Predator 2 it gets a lot of shit, but it's really, really good.
How good? Like, give me a rating out of 100.
It's like a 75, solid 75.
It's like a B. Like,
dude,
I don't know.
We talked about this last week. Killer of Killers is fantastic, and actually, in my opinion, is more true to the Predator lore than movies like Alien vs. Predator and what is that? Alien vs. Predator Requiem, which are just garbage.
Requiem? What's a Requiem?
What is it?
Requiem.
Requiem, whatever that word is. Yeah. There you go. Download that. Enough with the Anbernic stuff.
You can watch all that shit on there. You can watch Netflix and anything that you want, baby.
So, Nostalgia, you wanted to share something interesting with us tonight about the Nintendo Switch 2. There was some kind of Nintendo Switch 2 heist. Now, were you just messing with us, or did this really happen?
Oh, that's a thing that happened. I don't have all of the details, but it's been reported on by several like news stations. IGN reported on it. USA Today reported on it. Nearly 3,000 Nintendo Switch 2 consoles have been stolen.
$4 million in stock.
1.4 million, Mike.
1.4, yeah.
1.4 million. So yeah, there was something happened. I don't know if somebody got onto a truck and just stole a buttload of these consoles, but somebody thought it would be a good idea to steal a console that Nintendo obviously has the ability to identify what serial numbers went missing because they track all that shit.
Here's the obviously someone didn't steal 3,000 consoles so they could play them. Nostalgia. They're going to try to sell them, and then,
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. Obviously, somebody's not trying to hoard 3,000 Switch 2 consoles.
But the funny thing was, someone did mention to me about the article. They mentioned in one of my videos or my Discord. They were like, "When do you think Nostalgia is going to get that shipment of the 3,000 Switch 2s?"
I got to say, somebody messaged me with the link, and they're like, "So when are they showing up?" And I was like, I don't know.
Hey, Nostalgia still has a garage full of that missing container of Evercade consoles that got stolen that now he can't sell because of the serial numbers. No, in all seriousness, has anyone brought in this guy for questioning just out of curiosity?
That's me.
Has anyone brought this guy in for questioning? I'm just curious. Oh man, because I don't know who took him. But
it
also,
doesn't matter. There's going to be 3,000 people who buy these things off of like Marketplace that are going to have bricked consoles.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. And like, I mean, they're going to buy it off Marketplace. It's not like they're going to go to Johnny the Hands shady backdoor deals. They're going to buy them off Marketplace, assuming they're like just consoles people didn't want, and then they're going to get fucked. So that sucks.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of weirdness too. Like there's a bunch of like local ads that go up around me where they're like Nintendo Switch 2 brand new sealed with receipt you can buy for $700, and I was like, it came out 2 weeks ago. You have the receipt. Why would you sell it for $700 when you could go and return it and get like $800? I'm talking Canadian as well.
Yeah.
It's $800 after taxes for the Mario bundle. I'm like, and I messaged someone. I was like, is this available? And they're like, yeah. When do you want to pick it up? And I was like, I'll pick it up right now, but can you tell me why you're selling it for $100 less when you have the receipt? Couldn't you return it? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to give someone else a chance. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like I'm going to get stabbed when I show up and I'm going to lose $700 and end up spending the night in the hospital. So it's wild what people do.
It's funny because Nostalgia actually wrote us earlier and said, sorry guys, I can't make the show tonight. I got stabbed and spent the night in hospital.
I made it back just in time. I'm still wearing my hospital garb.
And not only that, if you have a Nintendo Switch 2 and you see these awesome videos about the MIG Switch device and backing up your Switch cartridges, whatever you don't do it. Do not put that MIG Switch cartridge in your Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo is actually disabling people's units.
I'll be back in 1 second.
Over that.
Keep talking about this topic.
I find it hilarious. People are upset about that. They're like, "Can you believe Nintendo bricked my console all because I just did a bunch of illegal emulation? This is bullshit."
Yeah. Well, I mean, in my opinion, once I bring it home, if I want to do something to it, I should be able to. But I mean, technically, like Xbox and PlayStation, they also have the same terms of service. They do. They have the same terms of service. Like, you're not allowed to.
Why does that not surprise me?
Get that off the screen before Nintendo shuts us down, Nostalgia. We can't afford to fight their attorneys.
Someone's going to
shut us down for
Nostalgia.
showing.
Someone's going to timestamp this. Look out.
It's okay. I'm not showing anything. I'm just showing this exists, and it's a thing. Do not, under any circumstances, if you own one of these, update the firmware and put this in your Switch 2.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Your account will get banned, or your Switch will get banned. It doesn't get bricked, but there's some people who have done this, and now their consoles are banned and they can't go online, and it's not a good play.
Nostalgia, like, why don't you demonstrate what would happen, just hypothetically, with your Switch 2? Just put it in there and hypothetically, show everybody you getting bricked.
That wouldn't be hypothetical, Mike. I'm not sure if you know the definition of hypothetical or not, but that certainly isn't it.
So in more interesting news, in my view, there was other Nintendo Switch 2 news this week that I want to talk about, because I think people are missing the point on this, but companies have come out and said...
Let me cut you off there, Mike. Mike bought an extra Switch dock so he didn't have to travel the dock through his house. Okay, that's what Mike's referring to. There's a big community miscommunication going on about why he bought another dock. This is why. Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Because he didn't realize that his Switch came with a dock, so he bought an extra one.
So everybody just keeps saying that to me,
true.
And like a Tool says it, and Tool's like he left a movie with his mom to come out and say.
All right,
well,
Mike.
Why would you buy a dock that you already have? Like that.
I just found out that I have Chili's honey chipotle chicken crispers.
Ooh, I want my baby back.
So before
I know, you gotta go.
Before I hop on and play Mario Kart with you guys, I got to stuff my face. So go ahead.
So I did want to talk about this. This is, in my opinion, important. Third-party video game companies have come out and said that they're disappointed on the sales of their software on the Nintendo Switch 2, saying it fell below their lowest expectations. So everybody online is saying that's because they're not putting the game on the card. That's why it's not selling well. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that and ask you guys if you think that's the main reason, but also talk about like what I think is the main reason and some other points on why third-party software on the Switch 2 might not have done well.
Well, in all honesty, guys, let me just tell you my experience. Since I got the Switch 2, it's just dawned on me that it's basically a digital-only console.
Yeah.
So buying cases, clamshells, and their fake little cartridge really, in my opinion, isn't exciting, right? So I don't think I'll ever buy another clamshell Nintendo Switch 2 game. I think I'll just buy them and download them off the store. Plus, I don't have to wait for something to get delivered. I could just buy it, download it. True, we all love physical media, guys. We all do. But, I mean, I just don't see the purpose of selling these. Let me grab it. Selling these, shipping these, producing these, having the little card in here. Like, it's... To me, if they sold 3.5 million consoles, that's great. But maybe they didn't sell as many of these things because people are like just taking advantage of the digital option. And the stores are like, well, wait a minute, we got 50 of these on the shelf. No one's buying them. Well, there's no reason to buy them. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So there you go. That's my experience. There you go. Go ahead. Nostalgia.
I don't think it has anything to do with people not wanting to buy it because it's like a key pass or anything like that. I think first off, we need more context. So when you say third-party developers, I'm sure there are specific developers who have said this, and there are
All of them.
specific No, I can't imagine every single third-party developer across the board all has the exact same opinion. No way.
There's not that many fucking games. Nostalgia. There's only like 3 companies that make games for the Switch 2. I'm going to be very clear about this. So it's basically right across the board. All the providers have said they're disappointed with their games. And the only person that is saying, no, we're happy with it is Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk put the full game on the card. So people bought Cyberpunk, and this lays into the theory that it is based on the game card thing. So it's most of the other companies, like, you know, Square with Bravely Default, Capcom with Street Fighter 6. Those are the ones that are complaining about low expectation sales, while CD Projekt Red very happy with how Cyberpunk did, and that's why so many people are jumping on the whole. Well, it's because of the game key card thing.
It's interesting. Interesting theory.
So I will throw a couple things out there. One, I don't think anybody really feels confident buying games that were developed for like high-end PCs, PlayStation 5s, and Xbox Series X's. Playing a game on the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be as good as an experience. We have got burned so much on the Switch of getting like inferior ports to the Switch that pretty much everybody just... You see a third-party game coming out for the Switch, you're like, yeah, I'm not fucking buying that, because you know it's going to play better elsewhere. So there's already, even though this is a brand new console, there's already an expectation that that's not why you go to buy these games. And also, if you take a look at the games being sold, these aren't new games. Even Cyberpunk. I bought Cyberpunk 4 years ago for $39 Canadian. I'm not going to pay $100 Canadian for it now. So, you know, there's all these elements that these games are old. Bravely Default came out on the, 3DS like 10 years ago. I know it's an upgraded version. Street Fighter 6 has been out for, 3 years now. So, like, none of these games are new releases. So there's also that. And then also talk about the price. There's been a switch to price hijack. Like, Cyberpunk's $100 Canadian. I've never paid $100 Canadian for a game since like I was a child buying Super Nintendo games. Like, these new Switch 2 prices are adding an element to, I'm going to be more cautious on which games I buy for the Switch 2.
Interesting.
It's a perfect storm, Mike.
Yeah.
It's a perfect storm, P-dubs.
I agree. We'll have to see how it pans out. I'm hoping that by the end of the year we see some brand new games get released, not upgraded versions of games that have already been out. I want to see brand new games like the Donkey Kong game. I admit,
that looks so good.
That new Donkey Kong game looks awesome.
Did either of you kids watch the Donkey Kong Direct Bonanza?
Well, I was watching this guy's live reaction to it. But the guy just wouldn't shut the hell up and let me hear it. He just kept reacting every 5 seconds.
It was weird. He had a video that said live reaction, and you were upset that he reacted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he reacted a little too much. It felt forced. It felt fake. And that Canadian accent really ruined it. So I had to turn it off and just go directly to the Nintendo Direct and watch it, where I actually enjoyed what I was listening to.
You piece of shit. So, Nostalgia, one thing came out of that Direct that I'm so sad you didn't watch it for. There's a new term coined from that Direct that I need you to start bringing to the show. We're missing something on the show, and only you can bring this.
What is
Bananergy?
The Bananergy? I got that.
The Bananergy. You got to bring that fucking Bananergy, B.
But there's a new Metroid game coming out, and we'll see what else gets announced.
P-dubs, can you pull up MG's second to last comment, please?
Knowing this one?
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second, Mike. Let's talk about it.
I think MG and both of you are simple people with simple minds and can't understand obscure concepts outside of what's directly in front of your eyes.
Mike has been so mean.
Just said Cyberpunk is an old game that was ported to the Nintendo Switch 2.
We never talked about Cyberpunk. We were talking
Today,
about
right now, just now.
No.
People aren't buying it
Okay.
because it's expensive and it's an old game and it's not something that somebody wants to spend a premium price to play on the Nintendo Switch 2 when they had it on other consoles. My point was that Cyberpunk is not a new game. Neither was Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Kingdom. That was my point.
No, your point and my point were completely different. That was the problem. Like, you're too obtuse and you can't see what I was talking about. Your opinion
resulting to insults is the first indication of somebody losing a debate.
Okay, well, I apologize. Let me say this again. We had different argument points. Yours was based on opinion, not on facts. You were saying The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild are not new games. They're just, Nintendo Switch 1 games. And I'm not disagreeing with you that they are games made for the Nintendo Switch 1, but they're upgraded. And then you said, oh, well, it's the same as an up-res on a PlayStation game. And I was like, no, it's not the same thing. When you take a PlayStation game that's mildly enhanced by playing it on a new console, it's not the same as what they did for Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. That's a different experience. So it's just a debate there. I'm not arguing with you that it's not a brand new game made for the console. I'm saying that it's modified for the console the same way Last of Us Part 1 Remastered was.
I'm just curious, did they add extra content into the game?
Pardon?
Did they add extra content into the game?
Actually, they did add a little bit of extra content.
So there's an extra storyline attached to it?
There's no extra storyline. There's extra content, extra features you can do. But none of that matters. I don't disagree with you that it's the same game that came out of the thing. What we're having a disagreement about is you're saying there's no value in the upgrade in graphics. I'm saying there is. So it's a difference of opinion. I'm not saying it's not a new game.
I never said there was no value.
Exactly. That's why I said you were obtuse, because you couldn't understand the point I was making, and you just kept focusing on something that was not relevant.
That's not true.
You're still doing it.
That's not true. That's not what my point was.
I understand what your point was. I never disagreed with your point, but you were saying there was no value to the Switch 2 version, and I was saying I value the graphical upgrade. And
I didn't say there was no value to the Switch 2 upgraded version.
Explain to me what you said then.
What I said is that there wasn't any new console exclusive games. So it was like you're just buying the console for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And if you're playing the Zelda games, you're not playing a new Switch 2 game. That was my point.
No, but you're playing a new version of the game. And that's where the difference came in. Because you're like, it's not a new version.
It's... To me, what this is like, and
exactly
maybe
to you.
Hold on, Mike. Let me just put
it. I
get it. That's fine, but I'm gonna try to draw a comparison that the rest of the world could actually do. So it's not just to me. What I see this looking like is what is happening here.
Oh, I'm just thinking about.
Oh, see, Chili's got you. I got you, bro.
I'm just thinking about my future. Go ahead.
My thought was if you had a Game Boy game, okay, just like a regular Game Boy game. And then you had a Super Nintendo, and then you bought the Super Game Boy, and you took your Game Boy cartridge and you put it into the Super Nintendo, and you played it on your Super Nintendo. You get the enhanced graphics, and there's some extra features that are added in through that Super Game Boy. Yes, that are exclusive to the Super Nintendo. You can't get that on the Game Boy.
Yeah,
you're still playing a Game Boy game though.
Yeah,
that's the same thing that's happened here.
No, you're using an attachment to artificially upgrade the game, as opposed to a game that has been specifically altered for the new console.
Mike, the difference is that one was required to have those enhancements delivered to the consumer through hardware because we didn't have the tech space to do digital. And now we have the ability to do those upgrades through digital. It's the same concept, though. No?
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, okay. That's it.
I'm so hungry. Are we done?
Well, we got to talk a little bit more about the Anbernic Slide. I think people have been interested in that for a little while. We haven't had a chance yet, so.
I love you, man.
I do my best to side rail the show as much as often as possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, It's been another fun night in the Fun Friday Funhouse. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us. Catch us on Nintendo Switch Online playing some Mario Kart.
Hold on, guys. 1 second.
just
There's
a
one
bit.
thing to. James, what happened, buddy? Where you been all night? Did you just hop in for that?
That's it. That's it. He's just coming in to say the truth, and then he's gonna
Coming
leave
in to
as
say the
quickly as he
truth?
came in.
By the way, John, can you take a couple Alka-Seltzers or
John lost his
something?
watch.
His watch is missing. He needs you to take a shit. See if you can find it.
Oh my goodness.
There will be signs.
All right. I'm going to go stuff my face with my cold chicken crispers because you bastards. And I will talk to you guys real soon. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thank you for subscribing. And we will see you on the web. Have a good weekend, everybody.